Hello students, how are you all? I hope everyone fine. So we will continue that maximum minimum problems. In last class so many problems already over, so it's a continuation of that. Maybe this is our last class in application of derivative. So I'm moving to the new chapter after this. Okay, maybe if it is over then okay, then next class new chapter. If it is not, maybe one more video is required. Yeah, the concept is finding the local maximum and local minima, and this heading we are following from last video. So same heading will continue for the next question also. The question is g of x is equal to x by 2 plus 2 by x. Okay, here one domain restriction is that restriction is x is greater than 0. Okay, so for this domain we have to find out the local maxima and local minima of this particular function. So procedure la nenpide alva, very good. So first ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, take the function and differentiate. Okay, so g of x is equal to x by 2 plus 2 by x and differentiate. Okay, differentiate with respect to x. I think correct ಆಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So what is the differentiation? g dash of x is equal to 1 by 2 because differentiation of x is equal to 1. 2 is constant, so it will come as it is. What is the differentiation of 1 by x? Minus 1 by x square. So it will be minus 2 by x square, right? Yeah. So now what is the next step? You should equate this with 0. You have to equate g dash of x is equal to 0 to find the critical point. So what is the critical point of? Okay, it is 1 by 2 minus 2 by x square is equal to 0. So this implies 2 by x square right hand side half is equal to 2 by x square. So cross multiply, you get x square is equal to 4. So this implies x is equal to plus or minus 4. So this critical point bandu 2 critical point. But observe carefully, condition ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಇದೇ ರೀಸನ್ ನಾನು ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಿ. ಬಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ದ ಡೊಮೇನ್ is x is greater than 0, so minus 2 is not allowed, only x should be 2. So its critical point, only one critical point, that is x is equal to 2, because x equal to minus 2 is not possible. So only one critical point, so maybe either maximum or minimum or maybe not both. Okay, yeah. So we continue. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಈ ವರ್ಕ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನೀವು ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ x greater than 0 ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So ಎರಡು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಬರ್ದಾಕ್ತೀರಿ, then definitely you lose a mark. So here clearly it is given that x should be positive, x is negative is not possible. X minus 2 is not allowed. So okay. So after getting the critical point, what we should do? We should differentiate again g of x. Sorry, we should differentiate g dash of x. What is g dash of x? Yeah, this is g dash of x. So differentiate again with respect to x. 1 by 2 is constant, so definitely it will be 0. Minus 2 ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. What is the differentiation of 1 by x square? Minus 2 by x cube. So minus become plus, so it's 4 by x cube. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Minus ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 2 ನು ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. 1 by x square ಏನು differentiation of minus 2 by x cube. So minus 2 and minus 2 become plus 4. Yeah, once you get a second order derivative of the function, then what we should do? We should substitute the critical value. What is the critical value? X is equal to critical value is x is equal to 2. So substitute g double dash of 2 is equal to 4 by 2 cube under 8. Definitely this will be positive. Alva? Actually then simplify ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ direct ಆಗಿ ಬರೀಬಹುದು greater than 0. Did you remember if the second order derivative is positive, then function has maximum or minimum? Greater than 0 is a minimum, less than 0 is a maximum. So we can write g of x has minimum or local minimum at x is equal to 2. See, this is not enough. Question is to find out the minimum and maximum value. So what is our minimum or the local minimum of this function? Here substitute ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದು ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. Remember you have to substitute in g of x. So g of 2 is equal to g of 2 equal to 2 by x, 2 by 2. 2 by x is x equal to again 2 by 2. So it is 1 plus 1. Answer is 2. So local minimum of this function is 2. One important question ನೆನಪಿಲ್ಲಿ, because x equal to x is greater than 0 ನೋಡೋಣ, ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. So careful ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? One important question, I hope you understood. Okay, so next question. So g of x is equal to 1 by x square plus 2. Okay, as we did in the last classes, same type of repeat ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೇನೆ. ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ is also for homework. ನೆನಪಿಡಿ. Okay, ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ? to find out the maximum and minimum if it is exists. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿ. So the next question, f of x is equal to x into root of 1 minus x. X is between 0 and 1. So again I will take this particular problem because of this domain. Okay, restrictions illa anta mistake agala, but whenever the domain restriction is there, you should be very careful. So I will take this particular problem, observe carefully. So work is saying, f dash of x, critical point, g double dash of x, and find the value of, okay, f g double dash of x is the critical point. Okay. So start by differentiating the given function. Okay. So f of x equal to x into root of 1 minus x. Use the product rule and differentiate. In x into root of 1 minus x differentiation. 1 by 2 times root of 1 minus x into differentiation of 1 minus x. Hello. Okay. So minus 1 will be the differentiation of 1 minus plus root of 1 minus x will come as it is, and differentiation of x is equal to 1. So this will continue. Okay, it will be like this. Okay, now what we should do? We should take LCM and simplify. Don't, or equate with 0 also, not an issue. So let us see what we did here. Okay, what I did here. So it is minus x. Here LCM is taken. What is LCM? 2 times root of 1 minus x. For that LCM, the expression will be like this. See, we want root of 1 minus x. When it is multiplied by root of 1 minus x, it will be 1. This 2 is multiplied. I hope this simplification you understood. Definitely you will understand. Okay. So next. So f dash of x is equal to minus x plus 2 minus 2x divided by 2 times root of 1 minus x is equal. Okay, simplify further. Okay, simplify further. So to find out the critical point, the differentiation should be equated with 0. So equate this expression with 0. We get minus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to 2 by 3. So the critical point is 2 by 3. So simplification part I just explain already. Once quick check okay. So but the critical point is 2 by 3 for this function. How many critical point? One critical point. Is it 2 by 3 is between 0 and 1? Definitely. 2 by 3 is between 0 and 1. So not an issue with this critical point. So definitely you can use this critical point in finding maximum. Is clear? So in next time what we go, e function you have to differentiate again. That function you have to differentiate again. So then what is f dash of x? F dash of x is equal to minus 3x plus 2 by 2 times root of 1 minus x, and you have to differentiate again. You are going to differentiate this expression with respect to x using quotient rule, because it is in the form of u by v. So use quotient rule and differentiate. Okay. So f double dash of x is equal to quotient rule and 5. So quotient rule and okay. So 2 times root of 1 minus x minus 3. Minus 3 is a differentiation of minus 3x plus 2 minus 1 by root of x into x minus 1. So it will be like this. So I hope you understood. Okay, this is a numerator will come as it is, and this is a differentiation of 2 into root of 1 minus x. So this part is a differentiation of that. So be careful. What is the denominator? Square of the denominator, which is 4 into 1 minus x. Now you have two options. Either you simplify this, then substitute x is equal to 2 by 3, or substitute directly x is equal to 2 by 3. Simplify after that. Okay, one and the same is left to you. You either expression simplify you substitute x is equal to 2 by 3. Simplify the numbers. Simplify at the end you replace x by 2 by 3. It's left to you. Okay. So here I will simplify this further. Okay, that I hope you will understand. I'll just show you the answer. I'm not going to explain it. Okay. So next LCM, LCM simplify or directly replace x is equal to 2 by 2. Each stage replace the previous stage replace. So f double dash of 2 by 3 is equal to minus 6 into x equal to 2 by 3 1 by root 3 2 minus 3 into 2 by 3 will be 0. So this whole thing will be 0. So divided by the denominator 4 into 1 minus 2 by 3, which is equal to 1 by 3. See, this expression is definitely negative. Why? 6 is positive, 1 by root 3 is positive, 4 is positive, 1 by 3 is positive, and this whole positive number is multiplied by minus. Okay, so definitely this expression is negative. You simplify right after that, or directly write less than 0. Okay. So this will be minus 6 by root 3 into 3 by 4. Okay, you can simplify and you write less than 0. Now once you get second order derivative is negative, then you know that the function must be has maximum at the critical point. Therefore f of x has local maxima at x equal to 2 by 3, and the local maximum is f of 2 by 3. F of x then substitute my 2 by 3 into root of 1 minus 2 by 3. So simplify further, 2 by 3 is equal to 1 by root 3. So answer is 2 by 3 root 3 is the final answer. What does this represent? Local maximum of the function. So simplification part just okay display ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ PPT just explain ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ practice ಮಾಡಿ because LCM that work you know. So concept I hope you understood, and this is not first time we are solving this problem. Maybe around 10 problems already done. So definitely you know the about concept about maximum and minimum. So answer ಆಗೋದಾಗಲ್ಲ, so local maximum is 2 by 3 root 3. I hope you understood. Okay. So already so many problems solved. So if the problem is simple in next slide, I'll give that as a homework problem. Okay? Yeah. So under the heading find the local maximum, local minima if it is exists is done. So I'm moving to the little different types of question in maximum minima. This is the last part, in which the first question is prove that the following function has do not have maximum minima. See, ಇಷ್ಟಂಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತು maximum minimum ಇದ್ರೆ find out ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ almost ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ maximum minimum ಇರುತ್ತೆ. One problem, maybe remember in one problem the function has neither maximum nor minima, but in this question observe carefully, we have to prove that the function do not have any maximum and minimum. Okay, so you know the different situation, maybe critical point erala, even if the critical point exists, that critical point will become point of inflection. So different situation already bandide. So using that experience we are going to solve the next set of problem, and where you are going to prove that these functions do not have maximum and minimum. So all the three problems already displayed in PPT. So out of these three problems, I will solve two problems, one problem for you as a homework problem. So let me take the first question, which is f of x is equal to e power x. E power x none but log x, so the homework class will solve none. Okay? So take f of x is equal to e power x. Differentiate. What is differentiation? And you know e power x is one of the special function. You differentiate, integrate, it will not change. So f dash of x equal to e power x. Now the question comes, can this be equal to 0 for any x? E power x is, you know, never equal to 0 for any x. So f dash of x is not equal to 0. Suppose even if we equate with 0, e power x equal to 0, but this is not possible. So f dash of x never ever equal to 0. So that means there is no critical point. If there is no critical point, that means the function is either only increases or only decreases, then definitely no maxima, no minima. Okay, this function, I hope you know the graph of e power x. So it will just increasing, it just only increasing, never stop, never decreases. So only increasing function definitely don't have any maximum minima. So e power x, you can write the conclusion that e power x does not have any maximum, any minimum. So so this is one situation where you will not get any critical point. Or critical point find madike agala. That means that function has no maxima, no minimum. Clear? So there are log x and you verify ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. I am not going to show you that answer. Question is already there in the board. It's a homework problem. What is that question? H of x is equal to x cube plus x square plus x plus 1, and you have to prove that this function don't have maxima and minima. So procedure will be same. Here you may get a critical point, but at the critical point you may not get the maxima and minima. Let us verify what will happen for this function. So what is h of x? X cube plus x square plus x plus 1. Differentiate with respect to x. So 3x square plus 2x plus 1. You should equate this with 0. Find the critical point. Hey, differentiate, equate with 0. 3x square plus 2x plus 1. So you are going to solve this quadratic equation. Solving quadratic equation, I hope you know that. So I'll just move to the next slide, where you are going to solve the quadratic equation. 3x square plus 4x plus 1 is equal to 0. If you can try here to factorize, and you cannot factorize. Definitely this expression you cannot factorize. Directly factorize manikagala, direct x, therefore directly you cannot find out the roots. So if you can't find directly roots, okay, you can use this formula to get the roots. I hope you know that. Minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2. So try what x is equal to b 2. So minus 2 plus or minus b square 4 minus 4 into 3 into 1 divided by 6. So minus 2 plus or minus, equal minus 4, negative root of 8 as a 2 root, or just keep minus 8, okay, nothing will happen, but it will not matter. Now observe carefully, here this minus will make a lot of difference in this work. So root of minus, it's not real, root of minus 8 or 2, root of minus 2 is not real number, alva? So root minus it cannot be a real number. See, this shows that you cannot have a real number where f dash of x equal to 0. Imaginary number and graph will draw manikagala. So conclusion is, again, there is no critical point. because you will not get any real number for x when you equate the differentiation of the function with 0. If there is no real value, there is no critical point. If there is no critical point, once again the conclusion is same. The function do not have maximum and minima. So there is no real number such that h dash of x equal to 0. Because of this reason, for no critical point, if there is no critical point, function has neither maximum nor minimum. So first middle question bittene then peli you have to practice. So first and last very good. Yeah. Up to now we just finding the maximum, local maximum, local minimum. Now I am introducing two different terms. One is absolute maximum and absolute minimum. So it's an important question. No? So here we are going to find out one particular number in the list which is the biggest number, and one particular number in the list which is the least number. Okay, the biggest number is known as absolute maximum, and the least number is known as absolute minimum. And in this heading, we are going to find out the maximum minima in the interval. In the interval you are finding. Okay. So let's consider a graph f of x is equal to x plus 1. You know this is just a continuous function. See, either maximum can you tell me the maximum of all maxima? See, it just go on increases. Unbounded in the upper part, unbounded in the lower part. Alva? So maximum minimum. But if you restrict this in the interval, suppose 1 to 2 on the okay, so maximum will be this, minimum will be this. Alva? So as it is, you cannot decide the function, okay, whether this function has a maximum. Since it is an increasing function, definitely this function does not have any maximum and minimum. Okay, it goes like this concept you know already. Now, suppose if I consider this graph in the interval 2 to 3, if I take the graph in the interval 2 to 3, 1 to 3, right, okay, 1 to 3, then definitely, okay, you can have maximum minimum. So you remove, just remove that part which is less than 1, remove the part which is more than 1. So just keep that part between 1 and 3. So then what is the minimum? The minimum will be 2 when x equal to 1. Maximum will be 4 when x is equal to 3. So then we can have this maximum minima, and that maximum minima is called absolute maximum, absolute minimum. Okay, so we'll take the same thing again. Then we can say that function has maximum at x equal to 3, minimum, okay, at x equal to 5. The maximum is called absolute maximum, the minimum is called absolute minimum. Ashte concept. So as it is, sometimes function will not process the maximum minimum. When you restrict the interval, then definitely we can have maximum minima. That maximum minima is known as absolute maximum and absolute minimum. Okay, so theoretically I will explain now. Okay, the previous one is just a graphical explanation. So this function has the minimum, other absolute maximum previous to value. And then it is now I told that again. Okay, explaining this particular problem. Okay, let me take one more graph here. See this graph, it is just like a sine graph or some other known graph. Now in this graph, observe carefully. It may be stretched to the infinite part, infinite real line x-axis. But if I restrict here to here, restrict model, then this function has 1 to maximum, 1 to minimum. Okay. Now what we should do is either list the maximum list, you should take the maximum value, then that become absolute maximum. Minimum list, you should take the minimum value, that will become absolute minimum. So previous problem only one maximum, one minimum later decide ಮಾಡಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, but in the graph ಬರಬಹುದು. In the graph ಬಂದಾಗ ನೆನಪಲ್ಲಿ you may have more than one maximum, then you have to pick the greatest value, that is the absolute maximum. You may get the more than one minimum, then you have to pick the least one, that is the absolute minimum. So this graph is for that. Okay, so same thing is explained here, so don't worry about that. Okay, now this is important. Every time you know the graph is not possible, so you have to use the differentiation technique to find out absolute maximum and absolute minimum. So I'll show you what is the working rule to find the absolute maximum and absolute minimum of the function. So step 1, find all the critical points in the interval. Find out all the critical points in the given interval. If critical point differentiate, equate with 0, find the values of x which satisfies f dash of x. Find all the critical point which is given within the interval. The interval okay? That is f dash of x equal to 0, or is not sometimes not differentiable. Step 2, take endpoints of the interval. For previous example 1, 3 interval. So endpoints of the interval and substitute, okay, in the substitute f of x. At these points, calculate the value of f. ಯಾವದೆಲ್ಲ critical points ಅಲ್ಲೂ find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, end points of interval ಅಲ್ಲೂ find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಏನು substitute ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? In f of x you should substitute. List out all the values of f of x. First at the critical points, then at the end points of interval. Only at the end points of the interval and the critical points. List out all the values of f of x and pick the largest one which becomes the absolute maximum, pick the least one which will become absolute minimum. Okay, so that is so we'll get the maximum of maximum will become the absolute maximum, minimum of minimum will become absolute minimum. Artha? So ಯಾವದರ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇರೋದು ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಶಿಯೇಟ್, ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದರ ಎಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಫೈಂಡ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಫ್ f of x, okay, at the end points of critical at the end points of the interval as well as at the critical points, okay, you and pick the maximum of maximum which is absolute maximum, pick the minimum of minimum which will be the absolute minimum or least value. Okay, let me explain all this procedure once again with an example. So find the absolute maximum value and the absolute minimum value of the following function in the given interval. So what is f of x? F of x equal x cube for x belongs to interval important ಇಲ್ಲಿ interval ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ sometimes you cannot find out the maxima and minima, so remember that. So f of x is equal to x cube in the interval -2 to 2. What is the first step? Find the critical point. Finding critical points and then f dash of x is equal to 0. First differentiate, okay. So we list it actually once the problem barkolla. So first find the function and its differentiation, okay. Differentiate f dash of x is equal to 3x square, alva. So f dash of x is equal to 3x square. Then find out the critical point. Critical point ಮಾಡೋದು f dash of x is equal to 0, that is 3x square is equal to 0, that is x is equal to 0. This will be the critical point. Then you have to consider end points of the intervals, which are the intervals -2 and +2, alva, end points of the interval. As I told you, have to list out all the values of f of x, first at the critical point, then at the end points of interval. So if critical point you know x equal to 0, which are the intervals -2 and 2. So list out all the values now. F of x is substitute ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, but f of 0 is 0, f of 2 -2 is -8, f of 2 is +8. ಈ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು largest? 8 will be the largest. That 8 will be representing the absolute maximum, which the least -8 is the least, and that number will represent absolute minimum of the function. So absolute maximum is 8, absolute minimum is minus. Stay with second order derivative better. Remember, in absolute maximum, absolute minimum, definitely second order derivative is not required. Just find out the critical point. Then take the extreme values of the interval, substitute 3 values or maybe 4 values in f of x, make one list, and pick the largest one as absolute maximum, the minimum least one as absolute minimum. Stay procedure. All problem idu ide procedure continue agutte ನೆನಪಿಡಿ. Don't do the second order derivative for maximum and minimum. Absolute maximum, absolute minimum. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? Very good. Okay. So next question. F of x is equal to sin x plus cos x. The interval is 0 to pi. The interval is 0 to pi. ಇದಕ್ಕೂ ಅದೇ procedure. So you have to find out the critical points. You have to find out the values of f of x at the critical point and at the extremes values of the interval. I'll repeat the same work once again. Observe carefully. So differentiate the function. Okay, the function is differentiation of sin x is cos x. Cos x is minus sin x. Then equate with 0. Differentiate and equate with 0. F dash of x is equal to 0 implies cos x minus sin x equal to 0. Cos x is equal to sin x, and that implies tan x is equal to 1. That implies tan x is equal to 1. Now write the values of x which is present in this interval as well as tan x is equal to 1. You have to identify the values of x which present in the interval 0 to pi as well as satisfying the condition tan x is equal to 1. So in Bharathan, observe. X is equal to pi by 4, definitely. Okay, first quadrant the 100% value bharatha because tan x is positive in first quadrant. 0 to pi andre first quadrant and second quadrant you can consider, right? Not more than that. Is it second quadrant angle is positive here? Definitely no. In second quadrant tan is negative, but here tan is positive. So only one value is present between 0 to pi, satisfying the condition that tan x is equal to 1. So one critical point is present, that is x is equal to pi. As you know, after getting the critical point, the differentiation work is over. Find the values of f of x at this critical point and at these two extreme values of the interval. So first find out at the critical point f of pi by 4 is substitute for f of x is substitute for sin pi by 4 and 1 by root 2 cos pi by 4 is also 1 by root 2 substitute 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2 will be 2 by root 2 and 2 by root 2 will be equal to root 2. 2 by root 2 is equal to root 2. So don't decide anything now. We just completed one work. Now we have to find out the values of this function at 0 and pi. So here f of x is sin x plus cos x and f of pi by 4 is root. Okay. Next you have to substitute at 0 and pi. So f of x equal to 0 and x equal to pi. You have to substitute. Sin 0 plus cos 0. Sin 0 is 0, cos 0 is 1 and 0 plus 1 is 1. So one more value. F of pi, sin pi plus cos pi. Sin pi is 0, cos pi is minus 1, so answer is minus 1. So you have the value there. First of the root 2, next of the 1, third of the minus 1. Now in this case, which is the maximum value? Maximum for maximum, definitely root 2. So root 2 will be the absolute maximum. So just recall, okay? So since the root is the largest value, it will be considered as the absolute maximum value of the function. Which is least in this list minus 1. So absolute minimum is minus 1. Absolute minimum is minus 1. Find first order derivative, equate with 0, find the critical point. After that, you find out the values of the function at the critical point as well as at the extremes of the interval. And list out everything. Pick the largest one as absolute maximum, pick the least one as absolute minimum. I hope you understood. Okay. So let me take one more problem. Find the maximum profit that company can make if the profit function is given by. See, this is one application of maximum minimum. One problem which is related to commerce can be solved using differentiation. The function is given for 41 minus 72x minus 18x square. So we have to find out the maximum profit of the company if the profit function is given like this. And then nothing but we are finding the maximum value of the function. We are finding the maximum value of the function, or absolute maximum. Okay. So first take a p of x and its differentiation. P of x is equal to 41 minus 72x minus 18x square. So differentiate with respect to x. In 41 0 because x is constant. 72 minus 36x. Then you have to equate this with 0. You have to equate with this with 0. So p dash of x equal to 0 implies 72 minus 36x is equal to 0. 36 is equal to 36 is equal to plus 72. Then again minus you have to multiply. So x is equal to minus 2 because 36 into 2 is 72. So the critical point of this function is only one, which is x is equal to minus 2. Interval is not given, so you have to find out the second order derivative of the function. So differentiate again. P dash of x is equal to double dash minus 36. It is whatever the value of x. This is always negative. That means it's always maximum. So p double dash of minus 2 is also minus 36 less than 0. So what is the conclusion? P of x is maximum at x equal to minus 2. And the maximum profit of the function. Profit function will substitute multiplying for the expression p of x is equal to 41 minus 72x minus 18x square. So substitute 41 minus 72 into plus because of minus will remain same because of square. So simplify further. It's 41 plus 144 minus 72. So that is 113. The maximum profit of this function is 113. The maximum profit of this function is 113. I hope you understood. So this problem is not depending on absolute maximum, absolute minimum, just depending on maximum and minimum. So clear hai? Very good. So next question. Find out both maximum and minimum value of the function at 3x power 4 minus 8x cube plus 12x square minus 48x plus 25 on the interval 0 3. This particular problem only concept same, but difficulty is you are going to solve one cubic polynomial. Okay, you are going to solve one cubic polynomial because observe carefully. What is the first procedure? Take the function and differentiate f of x. So what in by the f dash of x? 12x cube minus 24x square plus 24x minus 48 and equate this with 0. F dash of x is equal to 0. Okay, simplify model because 12 is common. So you have to equate this with 0. So 0 implies 12 into x cube minus 2x square plus 2x minus 4 is equal to 0. Yeah, 12 cannot be 0. This is a cubic equation. So if you can solve this cubic polynomial, the problem is is done. Okay, so I'll show you how to solve this cubic equation. Observe carefully. It's a new work for you. Maybe you didn't solve cubic polynomial. It's a different work. Observe carefully. Okay. So what is the cubic equation? Okay, cubic equation is this. It next slide x cube minus 2x square plus 2x minus 4 equals 0. So what we are doing, we are taking the common term outside from the first two and last two. So first two here common, x square is common, so x minus 2. Take 2 outside, x minus 2 equal to 0. X square plus 2 and x minus 2 equal to 0. Factorization goes to so this implies x square plus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 2 equal to 0. See, as I told, actually for a cubic polynomial you will get 3 roots. But here one problem is there for the 2 roots. What is that? X square equal to minus 2 is not possible because square of a real number cannot be negative. So because of that, yeah, you lost 2 critical values, better because your work will be reduced after that. X square equal to minus 2 is not possible. Therefore, only one critical point is possible, that is x is equal to. So only one critical point is x is equal to 2. So I hope you remember in absolute maxima and minima, after getting a critical point, you have to substitute in the function f of x. Substitute in then f of 2 is equal to 3 into 16, 4 into 8 into 8, 12 into 4 minus 48 into 2 plus 25. Simplify this. Okay. So remaining is minus 39. So this is the one of the value in the list. F of 2 is equal to minus 39. So is it over? Definitely no. You have to find out the value of the function, the extreme of the interval. So is the value in play? So f of x is equal to so in x equal to 0, first you have to substitute f of 0 to 0, 0, 0, 0. So last remaining only one term, which is 25. So f of 0 is 25. Next substitute x is equal to 3 because 0 and 3 are the extremes values of the interval. So what is f of 3? Substitute in that expression, little big numbers. So use a calculator, not an issue. Okay, when you simplify, you will get 16. So you have the value 125, 169 minus 39. So in the list, which is big in this list, 25 is the biggest number. So absolute maximum of this function is 25, and which is the least value? Minus 39. So absolute minimum of this function is minus 39. So this is an important question. Please note down for 3 marks. Okay. So cubic equation solve ಮಾಡೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ? Very good. Okay. So answer is 25 and minus 39. Okay. So next question. At what points in the interval 0 to 2 pi does the function sin 2x attain its maximum value? This is a homework question because already we solved so many problems of this kind. Finding absolute maximum minimum in the interval. Definitely you can solve this. Solve multi-parallel ready. I will write the solution and cite it in the group. Okay. So but you should try. I will not show that solution. So I hope whatever we did in today's class you understood, right? So remaining question I will continue in the next class. Thank you.